sorry I've been missing for a couple of weeks. Very busy with just stuff going on in the last couple of weeks. I'm sure that all of you understand. When you have time off, it seems like you have more, you pile more stuff that you need to do in. But I have just a little bit of an update. I actually am the manager of the Clarins counter at work now at Dillard's in Oak Court, Memphis. And this is something that kind of came somewhat suddenly. November 1st is when I took over the counter, and it's a brand that I wasn't all that familiar with, but I absolutely adore. And whenever I first started working at Dillard's in June, I was working in what's called the Edge Shop, which is sort of like a mini Sephora. There's Anastasia and Stila and Dermablend and a few other lines that are represented there. But it was a little hodgepodge of lines, and some of the lines I didn't care for, so it was kind of hard to focus, and I really liked the idea of having my own counter and being able to kind of decorate it and make it its own thing, and really commit myself to one brand. So I really familiarized myself with all the luxury brands that were at work there over the course of the months, and discovered how much I loved Clarins. I found myself walking over there and using the Clarins red lipstick constantly. I adore that lipstick. I adore the formula and the color. Also what's some other things? I really love the skincare. Of course, that's what they're known for. So I felt like that I could really truly get on board with Clarins, and the counter really needed to be woken up. There was hardly any attention that had been paid to it over the last year. So really it was just me trying to commit myself to it, but also kind of waking that counter up and becoming, you know, really getting involved in that brand. So anyway, I've done a lot of research. I've tried a lot of the stuff in the line. We don't have everything. It's a very small Dillard's. It's a small counter, so we don't have everything, but I've gone ahead and done a blog entry today featuring my top 10 Clarins products, so feel free to check that link below. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of talk a little bit about an overview of the brand as well as my favorite products, same way I've done with Napoleon Purtis and Anastasia on my blog in the past. So it will be a few of my favorite Clarins things, but also since I am managing that counter, there's a little bit more invested in it. I feel very invested in the brand. So anyway, I did this makeup look today, which I thought some of you might enjoy. I've noticed that a lot of the Clarins customers that come into Dillard's are not makeup people. They adore the skincare, and they are skin people. And so in order to sit down and do a full makeup session with someone who doesn't like makeup, you kind of have to embrace the no makeup look, which is very, of course, popular. Most guys will say they love to see girls without makeup, but really what they mean is this sort of look that they see in magazines where it's sort of a no makeup look. And so I've kind of just developed my own little routine of no makeup, and I've actually found that women love it. Women who never wear makeup will still really love this sort of very natural attention to skin and lashes and brows that is very natural and is not even slightly my vintage current style. I still wing my liner at work and really define my brows at work, but this is something I've had to learn to embrace because a lot of my customers are not makeup people. So as you can see, the brows are very natural. That's a common trend right now, very natural brows. I've noticed that the defined edged out brow is becoming a little bit more of an Instagram thing. A lot of photo shoots still include that, but if you really look at the advertising for some of the luxury brands, for Chanel perfumes, for Chanel makeup, for Estee Lauder, for Lancome, you're noticing a lot of the brows are very natural. You can really see the roots of the brows in those. They're really just about filling out in between, or just filling out the brows. There's not very much definition going on. So I kind of take a happy medium with that. I still like a defined brow, but I adore my Anastasia brow pencil. Sorry, Clarins, I don't like the brow pencil. I'm going to be very honest about that. But anyway, so I've done this makeup tutorial and I hope you enjoy it. Sorry about this little lengthy introduction, but I kind of felt like it was important. And hopefully you'll enjoy this makeup tutorial. It's super easy to do and it's something anybody can do on an everyday basis. And if you don't enjoy makeup, I'm sure you'll still enjoy this look because it makes you look a little more polished, a little more finished. And it does highlight the beautiful skin that you've got from using great products. So anyway, that's all, and I hope, and I'll be back next week with a full-on vintage hair tutorial, maybe also my best of, my favorites for the month video, and then that's it. So we'll see you next time. Bye. Okay, so I'm starting off with my Clarins Water Comfort Cleanser. This is actually a one-step cleanser that you can use instead of just doing a general wash, like suds and wash off in the morning. It actually preps my skin and makes it a lot softer and a lot more receptive to product. So I really just use this in the morning. I don't even do a standard wash in the morning anymore. I just find that it makes my skin feel and look better. I do not do anything, go anywhere without putting this stuff on. I love it so much. It is the Eye Duty Triple Remedy by Fab at First Aid Beauty. And I basically just dot it on using the little metal applicator to kind of blend it in a little bit. And the metal applicator actually takes the puffiness and the dark circles down immediately, especially the puffiness because it's very cold. And after I actually, kind of blend it in circles with the metal applicator, then I move on with my finger and I actually finish blending it in. And when I do this step, it not only improves my under eye area because of the treatment available in it, but it actually makes my under eye not even need as much concealer. I mean, to the point that I hardly have to use concealer at all. And you'll see, I'm going to take my ring finger and I'm going to blend it in. Just kind of patting it with my ring finger and just sort of diffusing it on the edges. You don't ever rub around this area, but just take your ring finger and pat it in until it's diffused around the edges. And you'll see that all of the darkness under my eyes is just gone. I love it so much. So I feel like it does a really, really good job at doing what it's supposed to do. And from there, I'm moving on to my Clarins SPF lotion. This is the daily moisturizer that I'm using. I use a pump and a half because I do need a little more moisture than most people. This is the multi-active day lotion. So I'm using that as a prep, a primer basically, and then I'm moving on to my foundation. This is that famous Clarins Skin Illusion foundation that I've been talking about on Instagram and that I've blogged about actually in the entry below. I can't say enough great things about this product, and I'm using my beauty blender to apply it. The color I use is 108 Sand. And I just kind of dot it on or put about a pump and a half on the back of my hand and then just kind of blend it with my beauty blender until it's just got a nice satin finish. And as you can see, it doesn't completely cover all imperfections. It doesn't give you like a mask-like quality. It just makes everything diffused and satiny looking. And now I'm using the Miracle Worker Concealer Duo, the medium one, from Philosophy, to just get those last little traces of blue that are under my eyes on the inner corners. And I'm using my Real Techniques detail brush to do that. This is just a really excellent concealer for sort of going over the top of the Fab Eye Duty Triple Remedy, but I do not like it by itself. I feel like it can look a little bit chalky. So when I apply it over the Triple Remedy, I think it just has a really great finish, and it just does exactly what it needs to do. I think it kind of has a similar finish to the Benefit Erase Paste. And then to set everything, I'm using my Dermablend Original Setting Powder. It's the only powder I use. I love it because it sets everything, but it does not take away the finish of your foundation. I cannot stand a chalky finish. And I find that if I just place my hands on my face after using it, it completely brings all of the satiny finish back to my foundation. Now using the Anastasia Brow Wiz in Medium Ash. This is my favorite color right now to use. And as you'll see, I'm just going to fill in my brows. I'm not going to be meticulous. I'm not going to edge them. I'm not going to finish them with concealer. I am just going to fill them in. Most people who are not used to filling their brows do not want a super defined Instagram quality brow. They want something that is very doable for them. So using just gentle upward strokes with sort of the side of the pencil and then carrying that out over the arch, I think seems to be the most crowd-pleasing way to apply brows. So that's what I've kind of been doing especially for those no makeup ladies at work. But I'm just kind of going over it with the spoolie that's attached and just leaving them alone. That's it. Filling them and leaving them alone, because I will just get really, really anal about my brows. And I set it with the Anastasia Brow Gel, the clear one. And now I'm just going to apply the MAC Paint Pot in Perky to my lid. This is just a pink kind of shimmery shade. And I'm only applying this because I just want the eye color I use to stay on. And that's A1 from the Balm Voyage palette. And so I'm just using a shimmery taupe shadow. I did not use this shadow for any particular reason. I just used it because it was the closest one to me. Use any shimmery taupe shadow that you like. Usually I'm just trying to kind of highlight the lid because I feel like it makes you look a little fresher. And then I am not using any contour or any highlight shade. I'm letting my natural contour and highlight speak for themselves. And I'm just blending around the edges of that lid color that we applied and leaving it simply alone. This is all the eyeshadow we're going to do today, and I feel like it's just fine to do that sometimes. I'm doing a brown eyeliner. I don't know what brand this is. I just grabbed it. It's an automatic pencil. And then I'm going between my lashes on the top and just barely making them look fuller. I want the lashes to look fuller, but I don't want it to be an obvious line. So any traces of liner at the top, I'm blending with a pencil brush. Then I'm taking my Clinique Lash Doubling Mascara, and I'm just applying a couple of coats. I want the lashes to really stand out without looking cakey, and this is my favorite mascara because I feel like it has really improved the health of my lashes. I'm almost afraid to use any mascara except Clinique at this point, just because I have seen such an improvement in the quality and the number of my lashes. And I also used the Bottom Lash Mascara, and you'll see a little close-up shot in a second of how the Bottom Lash Mascara will make it look. Alright, so that is the eyes finished. No makeup. Now I'm moving on to blush. And the blush that I'm using today is the Tarina Tarantino Blush in Feather. I really just needed a shimmery pinky peach blush. You can use any blush you like. It's important that it have a little bit of a highlighting quality though, because I feel like that's what really brings that glowiness to your foundation and to your general. You just want your skin to look healthy, and I think this really helps the skin look healthy is if you use a pinky peach blush with a really nice shimmery quality, but not overly shimmery. And then I'm using the Perfectly Lit Luminous illuminator to highlight my cheekbones. And so it kind of gives you that daytime freshness. For my lips, I am applying OCC Lip Tar in Lydia with my finger. It's literally just a stain to give my lips a shade about 2 shades darker than their natural tone. That's what I feel like should really be a nude. I don't believe in using a canceled out nude unless there's something very specific you're going for. But for every day, I think your nude should really just be a couple of shades lighter than your natural lip color. I'm now edging my lips just to bring a little definition back with kind of a cinnamon shade of lip pencil. This is a Rimmel product. I don't know exactly the color. And then I just kind of blend it in with my finger so that my lips are defined but not overly defined. And then I'll move on with a very simple gloss, which this is by Sephora. I'm not sure what the color is. It's kind of a peachy frosted gloss, and I just use that on the bottom lip and then just transfer to the top with a little blot. And that's it. That's the makeup. Very, very simple, very suitable for every day, and pretty crowd pleasing. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Pass me the glue because I'm falling apart. Swinging doors will lead me to a remedy when they send me up a shot of whiskey. Yeah, the swinging doors will lead